A couple people I know had told me about the Galloping Ghost, which is this huge arcade, near 700 games. I thought, wow, that'd be awesome to go. And Dick Boots and my birthday were coming up, and I was like, let's schedule something around that time. And so we did. We scheduled a trip to Galloping Ghost. Before you know it, we're taking off in the car and heading up there.
You know, we had a great time just even before we went to the arcade. I mean, it was just like boys being boys, like back in the day.
Well, some of it I can't really tell you, you know, I mean, that trunk load of hookers that we got. No, I can't.
Going to Galloping Ghost?
Might never come back.
Galloping Ghost, tell them what it is there, B.
Might go live there at Galloping Ghost.
That's right.
The world's largest arcade with over 700 arcade machines.
Woo!
Yeah.
Don't you wish you were going?
We're going to check them all out.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little vlog of our trip. Okay, so which game are you looking forward to most?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to, like, you know, Blitz, Double Dragon,
NFL Blitz?
NFL Blitz, yeah, NBA Jam.
All right,
just all kinds of old stuff, man.
how about you?
I'm looking forward to Pac-Man.
There you go.
Hey, I'll probably play some Pac-Man at least.
Play some Pac-Man.
Just Pac-Man.
I'm just saying, it's like, you're
Burger
going
time.
to the world's biggest arcade, you're not going to Pac-Man.
Right,
You know?
right. Wasn't there some old school arcade like Michael or something? Were you in a class?
Mikey.
Mikey,
I want to
yes.
see if they have an original Mikey.
That looks cool.
Oh yeah, cool.
I think it's huge back in the day.
I'm looking forward to Beavis and Butthead.
Nice.
If they have it. I talked to a guy who lives up that way. His name's Megadan29. Check out his channel.
What up, Megadan?
What up, dude?
And he told me today that the Beavis and Butthead was out of order last time he was
Who
there.
fucked it up? Somebody fucked
I
it
know.
up.
It's supposed to be one of 3 working copies in the world.
It's gonna be lit. Oh, it was a great trip. We stopped at the world's largest truck stop. So for me, that was cool. And I've always wondered, it's huge and it just looks like there's always something going on. We went inside and it was pretty cool. They had a food court and it was a mall-like atmosphere.
It kind of reminds me of a story about Denny's. A lot of truck drivers stop there.
Oh, really?
And the reason you don't want to stop at Denny's and eat there is because truck drivers will stop and then they jerk off under the table.
Sweet! Extra flavoring. That's nasty.
That's not a grand slam.
We went into this tiny arcade they had at the world's biggest truck stop, and there was a dude in there like on his phone, and he was like, oh shit, who are these fucking assholes coming in with their camera? And I was trying to like film around him, but I finally heard him go like, oh, and he left. And then we got to do our little thing that we did there, which was just mess with the games. They had a pretty cool, the world's largest Pac-Man machine, it said, which I thought was kind of neat.
Well, I guess we'll come back
Buy
on
a quarter and throw that in there. It's already got 75 cents in there.
Oh man.
Quarter. Quarter on it.
Oh.
Look at this shit, dude.
I had to do laundry today.
You got a quarter on it? He pulled out a roll of quarters.
I had to do laundry today. Land of the rescue.
Let's do it, Dick Boots. Let's do it.
Nothing, bro.
Oh, what the hell? Got ripped. That's why there's not the full dollar in there.
That's right.
Damn.
Well, folks, this video got cut short.
So we took off from there. Evil Dan was driving for a bit. There was a point where he started looking at Facebook while he was driving, and I was like, I can't handle this, Dan. And so we pulled over and stopped at another place, and like, let's switch drivers. Hey, so we're in DeKalb, Illinois, and we're stopped at this truck stop type place. Got some waters. Yeah, and we're switching drivers now because Evil Dan was scaring the shit out of us. So we're gonna do that now. He was checking out the women's, of course, as he does. Yeah, so we switched over, kept driving with Boots in the driver's seat, hit up our hotel, which was nice. Kudos to Boots. And then after that, we hit up a White Castle. We each got our little White Castle little things. On the back of these little things, it would dare you. It said, "Are you bold enough to like do the worm?" And it'd give you like a boldness meter of, you know, like 1 through 10 or whatever. And the worm was like a 9. And it was like, "Are you bold enough to build a slider box made out of 6 White Castle slider boxes?" I tried building this thing, and I got to 7. That's right, 7, folks.
We're nuts, dude. Game beaters are nuts.
Hey, but you know what? There was a lady working there. She said that she was having a crappy night, and I saw her clocking out and watching us build that, and she was laughing. So, made someone's night. That's always good.
We try to bring joy to the world. How bold can we get?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Destroy boxes.
It's full.
Oh no!
Oh. Well, it was too bold. What the fuck is going on in here now?
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh shit!
It's going down.
All right. This is Game Beater headquarters for the next
That's right.
24 hours.
Doing what we do here in the Crown Plaza.
That's right.
You know how we do. We got our new kids on the block.
Oh yeah.
New kids on the block here.
Keeping
You
it old
don't get
school.
more baller than that.
No, you don't.
Oh, look at that, folks. That is retro beauty
Good
right
luck
there.
finding another one of these.
Of course, we got Evil Dan over here looking at girls on his phone like normal.
Oh yeah, big old
Got to keep it real, son.
ladies of Evil Dan's phone. Coming at you with some merch here eventually. I got an idea for the Women of Evil Dan's Phone calendar. Be looking for it in the coming year.
What do you got there?
The Glen Prairie menu.
Oh boy. Good stuff on there, huh?
No. Good Lord, I'm just checking for $22.
Damn.
Damn.
Mom's looking, spinning in their graves. Indeed, tomorrow it goes
It's
down.
going down.
Next day, went to Galloping Ghost. Played a bunch of games. And that's all I remember.
Walking in that place was like the first time I'd ever been in an arcade before. I was just like, felt like a kid again. And it was, you know, I had all that magic, goosebumps. And they had some really cool games too. Some games I had never heard of before.
Well, we're here.
What's up, y'all?
We made it. Yeah, we're here at Galloping Ghosts, and we're gonna check it out.
Kind of walk around a little bit, get a feel for the joint, and maybe all of us separately will get around and we'll play some games and we'll see what they do.
Yeah, do a little walkthrough for you too. So.
Indeed. The one biggest surprise was Mikey. Mikey was a game from my old days back in 1984. My mom ran a Pizza Hut, and I would go in there a lot and help close the store down and stuff, probably a little bit under the table illegally, being I was only 9 at the time. They had that exact Mikey arcade, and it was wildly popular. I mean, there were people lined up to play the thing. Barely get on the thing. I would only get on it because, like I said, I'd be helping close the store down, and so no one would be around. So I had free reign of it if I had quarters. And it was just a great thing to see there in like perfect mint condition and out kind of by itself. It was like the sun was shining down and like one of those aha moments or some nonsense.
I still like playing NFL Blitz and NBA Jam. I mean, I didn't win a single damn game. I mean, I must have played between the two of them, I must have played like 10 times, and I still didn't win. I didn't get my ass kicked, but still. It'd have been nice to have won one game.
1999 technology.
Look at that. You used to be able to plug your N64 card into there.
That's gonna
Get your
beat the
stats.
honey hard.
That's right, baby. Another real highlight with me was playing the Mystic Ninjas, and it just kept going and going and going. Every time we thought we were going to beat it,
Whoa! More?
it just kept going. But we finally beat it. I've never heard of that game before, but it was really cool.
Alright, we did it. We beat this shit.
Woo! Game beaters! And we won the game.
Well, when I got to the Ghost, first of all, when you walk in, you're just kind of in awe by how much is actually there. Almost sensory overload, because you walk in and every single game is on and making noise and doing stuff. So in itself, I was just like, oh my God, look at all this stuff. But eventually I was like, started getting nervous because I couldn't find this Beavis and Butthead arcade that I wanted to check out. But finally, after like an hour of being there, because it literally takes about an hour to like walk through and check out just what they have without even playing anything. Just like looking and seeing, okay, this and this and this. Finally, I found the Beavis and Butthead arcade. I was like, oh yeah, and I started playing it. And then Dick Boots walks over and he's like, oh, I see you found this. And he starts playing it with me. And we're playing it for a little bit. I think we got to like the second stage. We need to find Evil Dan so he can come film this. By the time we found him and everything, we came back to it. We started playing. And wouldn't you know it, the thing crashed. It was pretty funny though, because when it was crashing, Beavis started giving Butthead a blowjob, which was great. Because it was like the game was glitching and Beavis's head has an animation where he's like rocking out. Except it glitched so that on the couch he would like went down and it looked like his rocking out was like bobbing on Butthead. I mean, at least if the game was gonna glitch out, it glitched out on a high note. But yeah, it was unplayable after that. We were walking around at one point and Evil Dan saw the owner and was just like, hey man, this is great. Thanks for having this place. Dan told him we came all the way from Iowa. And I was like, yeah, I saw that this game was here and this was the game I had to come play. And he was like, oh, that's cool. Let me call my guy and he'll fix it up. So the dude came, fixed it up. It took a good couple hours, but before you knew it, kaboom. We were in Beavis and Butthead land.
I thought it was pretty great. It was great that we were able to get it up and going, and we were able to actually play it all the way through without it glitching and stuff. I know with those CDI drives and things, those things can just fry up pretty quick. It was a treat to be able to play the whole thing all the way through.
I think the Beavis and Butthead game was great. Plus, finding out there was 12 in existence, well, ever made, I guess, and only 3 actually worked. And we were actually playing one of those games.
Yeah, that game was probably the highlight for me. But a second highlight, I have to say, would be the battle of the Miss Pac-Mans. Basically, what happened was Dick Boots decided he was going to get the high score of Miss Pac-Man and was touting it like, look at this, the high score of Miss Pac-Man. And I thought to myself, I could probably do that. I could probably beat that.
I'd put a high score on it to begin with of, I don't know, something low. I think it was 95,000 or something like that.
What's your good score?
My highest in this is like 145.
Oh, okay.
This is my score, though.
Oh, the high
Today.
score right now? Nice,
Today.
nice. Very cool.
So I went to some other game, and I look over and see old Dan B playing it, and I was like, he's gonna try to beat my score.
After a while, I just casually going up to the Miss Pac-Man machine, and I start playing, and I'm like, yeah, I think I can do this.
You know, I'm playing that, and I'm looking over, and he's been standing there at the arcade for quite a while. So I was like, oh, he's probably got this. I didn't really set the bar too high.
And then I catch out of the corner of my eye, in between like the cutscenes of Miss Pac-Man, there's Dick Boots like 5 arcades down playing something, like eyeing me like, oh shit, what's he doing over there? And then like there was one point where I was like, oh, and he's like, ah, and I was like, oh, it's on now. And I had to get that high score. And man, I got it. And I was like, boom. And he was like, all right.
Lo and behold, old Dan B got a score of, I think it was like 159 or something, 159,000 or something like that. It was pretty good. He probably would have gotten higher, but he got into a stage where the ghosts don't change after you eat a power pellet. He got hit by a ghost thinking it was going to change momentarily when it didn't change at all. So he gets the high score, and in typical humble Dan B ways, he's just, there it is. And I thought, well, shit, I could do better than that.
Next thing I know, I see old Dick Boots over there playing some Miss Pac-Man. I just happened to be filming at the time, and I walked over and I'm like, oh, he's just going for that high score again. And he was like, yeah, I am.
All right, I'm fixing to take it back.
He's going for it. And of course, all good things must come to an end, as my high score was toppled by Mr. Boots.
Did finally hit one, got 174, I think. I think that's my highest score. It was a pretty good run. I ended up getting about 65,000 points in my last guy. Got a very rare victory over old Dan B. He's back in the day when we were in junior high. It was this guy. It was a guy that people were calling him for asking for game tips and stuff. And I was trying to get him to start one of those, hotlines where you pay $3.95 a minute to talk to old Dan B about how to make that jump in Ninja Gaiden. And so yeah, I was able to get one of those rare victories. It was very sweet, and being as old Dickie Boots isn't as humble as old Dan B, I was able to gloat a little bit, as I'm doing right now.
And I salute him for that. So we are back, and it looks like Dick Boots he's done it! He's done it! He has done it! How does it feel?
It feels good, I gotta say. It feels good. Feels good. Beating the almighty B is always a rare treat.
Well, congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I got that last 40,000 on the last guy.
Oh, did you run into the same problem I did with
I did. It ran 7 straight without turning.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Way to go, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Way to go.
It's crazy. I don't know, just being a big baseball fan, it would have been great to have a couple baseball arcades there. There were some really great ones made, back in the 90s. Like Baseball Stars Professional for the Neo Geo would have been great, since they had so many Neo Geo machines and they didn't have any Baseball Stars. That was a disappointment. But they did have several rare things, a lot of things that I'd never seen before, which was a real treat. I was feeling it a little bit today. My wrist hurt a little bit, legs, my eyes were floating in the back of my head, and I didn't even drink anything. What the hell? So yeah, I would say it was a very good experience. All in all, it was a good time. All right.
It was a great time. I mean, it was just like I said, it was like being a kid again. I mean, we got in there and it was just like, I was so excited. It's like, how kids are at Christmas and stuff. Had a great time with the guys, and thanks for all the love, y'all, and, keep it real.
I thought it was a great trip. I had a ton of fun. It came along at a time where I really needed to have some fun, so I was happy to go. Always a great time hanging out with the other game beaters. Yeah, it was just a great trip. I'm happy we made it home, alive and well, and what can I say, man? I love those guys.
Thank you for watching and subscribing. New featured videos every Tuesday and Friday with other fun videos sprinkled throughout the week. Hit that bell notification to be sure you see them all. Please leave a comment with any opinions, suggestions, or video requests you want to see. You are appreciated very much, and see you soon.